We can do a little bit of baseball.
All right.
We got some we
Hold on.
do.
What you got?
Okay. I'm just gonna say some local high school results this week. There's just been so many uncompetitive games, hasn't there, Terry? There's been a lot of uncompetitive games. Burns won last night, 15-0. I think Crest beat Hunter Huss 22-0. Kings Mountain beat Ashbrook 12-2. It just seems like it's been like that in baseball. West Lincoln wins last night, 9-2 over Newton.
The haves and the have-nots.
Yeah, it seems to be that way in high school. I just wanted to get a little high school blurb there, Terry, and it just seems like it is, and I don't know whether that's just some schools putting a little. You got Burns, you got your indoor facility, you got all that stuff, and a lot of other teams is kind of, I guess, getting by. But I've seen a lot of that in this area, and Kevin, you spoke about it. What are we doing with these conferences? You know what I mean? Like, what are we? And it's going to be more of the same.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
sure
It's going to
is.
be more of the same with these baseball conferences. And Kevin, you spoke about football conferences a lot, football only.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with the baseball only conference? What's wrong with that?
I would just do no conferences, make your own schedule.
I'm
You're doing
telling you, man,
RPI anyway, so what does it matter?
Right.
All you're doing is putting a banner up in your school, a conference championship.
And no disrespect to these teams, they can't. You got what you got. I mean, you're the coach of one of these teams that doesn't have a lot of baseball players. You play the hand you're dealt. But now, like a Burns could go undefeated, win the conference championship.
Is Shelby hanging their conference football championship up, banners up?
I don't know.
That's why I'm just curious myself. It's like, but it's between you and Burns.
Yeah.
And basically, it's whoever wins this game is the conference champion.
Well, when Burns won it, they hung it up. But I'm just saying that because of the weak conferences, you can win all your games and you're a 6 seed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, best contact hitter of our generation, Chip Ichiro. He made the Hall of Fame being a contact hitter, right? He batted .331.
You can make the argument.
Tony Gwynn, right?
Going
back too far?
That
Too
might be a
far?
previous generation.
Yeah, too far.
Just depends.
Yeah.
Well,
Rod Carew. I mean, you can name a bunch of
So Ichiro batted .331 over his 10-year stretch, but so did someone else that they don't talk about. His name was Albert Pujols, and he had a whole lot more home runs.
Yeah.
So when you start thinking about that, hitting, Molina come out this week talking about being a manager. We're doing our best to get him in St. Louis, Terry, and they won't fire this loser coach. I'd manage the Chicago Cubs if they'd want me to at this point. He said.
Wow.
God, he's so bad trying to get in there.
What is it? I don't understand. You talked about this a few weeks ago. What is the disconnect with the Cardinals and the disrespect they're giving to their previous?
There's someone in the organization, like with the Dallas Mavericks, their GM, and then who doesn't like Luka Doncic. There's someone in the Cardinals organization that isn't down with the Cardinal way or whatever it is, and it's probably the GM, John Mazelik, whatever it is. And if that person's in charge, your whole place is toxic. It's like one of these high schools. Whoever's in charge of the money, can we go broadcast? Nope.
This is part of the reason. Like, I'll give you an example.
Everybody in school wants to come, but that one person.
Like, I grew up a Niners fan. I was a diehard Niners fan, and then they brought in Bill Walsh as the special advisor. Anybody who knows the Niners and Bill Walsh, he built that team, the team of the '80s. They brought him in as a special advisor, and then this was about the time the DeBartolo family and the York family started fighting for it.
Right.
And Jed York took over. Jed York Sr., I think, took over from Eddie DeBartolo. He basically started dismissing. He's like, anything that had to do with the old regime, I don't want to listen to.
Correct.
Like the draft that Walsh was trying to encourage them to draft Jake the Snake Plummer as Steve Young's heir apparent, and he's like, no, I don't want to do that. And they drafted Jim Druckenmiller. Who exactly? Jim Druckenmiller started one game for them, threw 64 yards. Yeah, he does. But
It's an awesome name.
So here's a quick other note on.
I'm no longer a Niners fan.
Here's a quick note for you radio fans, KMOX St. Louis Cardinal fans. Just announced that they'll be broadcasting now on 104.1 FM in the St. Louis region. Now, that's big for those St. Louis fans. But for you folks that have known anything about Cardinals broadcasting forever, they will still be on 1120, the 50,000-watt signal that touches most of the country. So 1120 will still be on, but they're adding a FM signal for KMOX's broadcast around the city. So that's big news for them. And they turn 100 this year. Is the 100th year of KMOX broadcasting there in St. Louis.
So, stupid questions. Like, I could try to tune 11:20 a.m. and pick up a Cardinals game?
I'm going to blow your mind here, Chip.
Please do.
Before all this radio and cell technology, every night, your boss grew up on a farm listening to the St. Louis Cardinals.
That's awesome.
they were the team of the South because there was no Braves until when 70s. When did they come? 68, 69? Terry, you remember?
Yeah, somewhere.
So they were the only team in the South, and that radio station today you can still hear it. If you go up in Boone, you can hear it.
Oh yeah,
good.
because of the low, because it travels on over the terrain, right?
And, yeah, and then you've got the all the radio frequency in Charlotte and everything, all this stuff down here. So the more the cell phone towers, all that stuff has contributed where you can't hear it as well, but you can still. I remember as growing up and riding around the cars around here. Before the cell phones got big and everything, is that we could still listen to the Cardinals games on 1120. So yes,
You used to be able to listen to Cleveland games on 1100.
okay.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, because but you'd have to. It's funny, Kevin. It always came in better at night.
Right.
Yeah. it
Well,
always came in
AM
better.
always
Yeah.
better not. Yeah.
It always worked better at night, but I could remember listening to some of the Cleveland station, and I found it by accident one night.
He's like, oh crap.
Well, that's
Yeah,
how.
listening to it. Yeah.
That's how, and it's funny your dad's connection and how that influenced you, because it's different. It was different circumstances for me, but like my dad when he was a kid, he and my grandfather would listen to Saturday afternoon baseball on CBS. Well, CBS at the time had partial ownership in the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
So that's how the Yankees became Dad's team, and it rubbed off on me growing up. So that's a cool family
All right,
thing.
new era hats
Horse hockey,
have come out.
especially Oakland's
And,
or Las Vegas. I'm
and,
sorry.
And Tom, Sacramento A's
Yeah.
as of right now. They put the logos over the words, and some of these has not worked out exactly.
I mean,
what
why?
they wanted.
Please tell me that
So,
that's like not a real thing.
Tom, this is 100% real. The new era come out with the A's hats from last year's spring training. The other three are this year's spring training hats. Now, here's the thing: if you speak Spanish, these might mean something different than if you don't speak Spanish. There's a recent restaurant that just closed that had owls on it, Tom, and that's pretty much what the Texas Rangers logo spells out right there.
Tetas? As owls? Learn a new world.
Not the
Tetas.
owls. No, Tom, it's not the owls. I said the restaurant.
That's
just
not the
closed.
worst one.
Oh.
And thanks for saying that out loud on the radio.
Well, I apologize to all our Latin listeners. Sorry. That word wasn't on my.
Oh my goodness.
That wasn't on my.
thought he did it on purpose.
He said owls. He said owl. He literally said owls, and not the restaurant called Hooters, which we can all say on the radio. It's okay to say that.
I
on
wasn't
the
doing
radio.
free advertising though, Tom.
They're about to go bankrupt.
They
anyway.
are.
They're gonna go bankrupt.
Oh, my face hurts.
All right. Well, to all our Latin listeners out there, lo siento mucho. I didn't.
The worst one was Anaheim's. The worst one. It looked like the old Saturday Night Live when they did the Jeopardy
Here you go,
episodes.
Tom.
and-
Here's your Spanish-English translator.
Just gonna tell you. But I'm gonna tell you that you cannot say that word on a broadcast. That word is flagged by the FCC. So you cannot say that word. You can't say that one on the radio. Can't say it.
What was funny is we got our ninth grade Spanish teacher to tell us that. So I've known that since ninth grade.
Oh man.
Oh goodness! So the Angels, we're not going to pronounce that.
No,
one.
we're not.
And then the Astros are.
They,
Terry, you want to pronounce the
I
Astros?
cannot.
Tom, you feel comfortable?
Ash hose.
Oh yeah, that's the best way to put that one. Accentuate that H.
this reminds me of the Saturday Night Live Jeopardy episodes where they had Sean
gosh.
Connery mispronouncing the category.
Yes. Oh, that's the best one.
Oh gosh.
But you just find those hats, folks, and I'm sure some of them have been taken off the shelf and discontinued.
I hope so.
You hope so.
Oh, y'all know Tim McGraw? He's over here on this radio station sometimes. How about his dad commenting on his paycheck one time?
Yep. That's a great quote.
90% of my salary I'll spend on good times, women, and Irish whiskey. The other 10% I'll waste.
Just want to say real quick. I know that Jackie is home watching. I don't want one of those hats for Christmas. Don't.
Put it on
I
his
think
list.
he wants the Houston hat.
Asher.
All right, I didn't have much baseball. That's really all.
No, I just like I said, I just want to talk about the locals a little bit.
Gotcha.
And we do have coverage of Burns and Crest. Burns will be Polk County Monday night. I think Crest on Tuesday night. So we'll have some baseball coverage.
How about
on KTC Broadcasting?
How about the New York Yankees? Obviously, their pitching rotation, suddenly their depth is questionable. Their star Cy Young Award-winning ace is down for the season. They just signed former Braves standout to an 8-year, $218 million contract, Max Fried. Who do they announce as their opening day starter to replace Garrett Cole? Carlos Rodon. Why is Fried not starting opening day? I don't get it. I don't understand. This is your New York Yankees, folks.
Other things on baseball
Poor guys.
Yeah.
coming up. Yeah.
Hundreds of millions of dollars.
Poor fellas.
Yeah.
I know how me and Tom come in here all the time complaining. Well, our first games of the year is March 28th, Kansas City and Cleveland.
There you go. That's gonna be a busy spring and summer for y'all.
That's right. Start the season off. And
Tom
I
got
hate
something good.
I hate for them to be 0-3 at the start.
So here's a good example of you War fans out there and how Andrew Jones is not struggling to get in the Hall of Fame, but yet if anybody asks you, Mike Trout's first ballot Hall of Famer today, if he never played another game in his life. There's their little comparison. It's only, 300 games, 2 more seasons more so far in that, but 20 more WAR, and he never won a playoff game. So WAR doesn't even mean wins, actual wins at all. Whatever comparison
Whatever
is,
somebody
whatever it
think,
means.
yeah.
So these were Jones from age 19 to 30 and Trout from age 19 to 30. And then when you look at that, Terry, and you be like, wait a minute. One of them might be top 3 or 5 best defensive center fielder of all time, and the other one
Top 3.
is now a right fielder. So, all that stuff. I feel bad for Andrew, and I'm not even a Braves fan. He should be in the Hall of Fame with no problems.
I would tend to agree with that. He
How
should be in the
is he
same reason.
not in the Hall of Fame?
He should be in the same reason Mattingly should be in because of their defensive prowess.
They're wearing the wrong hats,
Yep.
Tom.
Yeah, true.
He's got a Yankee or Boston hat on. He's in there. It ain't even a question. He might be 99% like Mariano. Do you not think if he played for the Yankees, how Andrew Jones, DiMaggio, Mantle, and putting all the outfielders up there, the greatest center fielders of all time, Andrew Jones, 98% vote. Tell me that wouldn't happen, Chip. You can't. There's no way you can't.
It's true.
I think it's a little high
Monument
percentage,
Park. He'd be in Monument Park right now.
DiMaggio and Mantle didn't get 98% vote, to be fair. So.
Well, that's true too. But so when he would have been playing in the '90s Yankees championships too, so he'd
he
have
would
4 or 5
have
championships.
moved Bernie Williams to left.
There you go.
Yeah.